So I agree with Candace's questioning things. It's just TPUSA, the Army, the French, the Egyptians, the Israelis, they're all involved.
Candace Owens is officially too crazy for Alex Jones. That is a remarkable sentence. Up next, guys, we've got to check in again on Candace Owens, the YouTube star and podcasting giant at this point, whether you love her or hate her. Her podcast is massive, gets millions of views on YouTube, is one of the top audio podcasts. Well, her conspiracy theories about the death of Charlie Kirk and also Erika Kirk, Charlie Kirk's widow, have gotten so extreme and so far-fetched that Candace Owens is now being fact-checked and questioned by Alex Jones of InfoWars. Yes, the guy who spread the conspiracy theories about the Sandy Hook mass shooting, the guy who is like synonymous with crazy internet conspiracy theorists, he now thinks Candace has gone too far and is fact-checking her on his program, including by playing a report that somebody put together that is astonishingly comprehensive, an anonymous analyst from Twitter, debunking one of the central claims of Candace Owens' Charlie Kirk conspiracy theories, which is that Egyptian military planes have been tracking Erika Kirk. And this has never even made sense to me on a couple of reasons, like because she's also claimed that TPUSA, the feds, Israel, France, and now Egypt are all in on it somehow. The plot to kill Charlie Kirk supposedly couldn't be the guy who, was a radical trans activist and his DNA is on the gun or any, that's way too straightforward. Has to somehow involve Egypt. But then the idea that these Egyptian military planes were flying around the U.S. tracking Erika Kirk and Charlie Kirk. One, what motive Egypt has to be going after Charlie Kirk is totally unclear. But more importantly, it's like, wait, you're telling me that if a foreign government wants to spy on someone, what they do is they send their military planes to track them. That doesn't exactly seem conspicuous, does it? But it's all based on this spreadsheet that she put together that supposedly indicates that these planes have been tracking Erika Kirk. And she herself says this is a key part of the theory. Well, it just all got blown up by this guy and by InfoWars, of all places, fact-checking him, because it turns out the way she, even on its face, the way she was saying, oh, these planes overlapped with Erika Kirk, was just if they were in the same state within 3 days of Erika Kirk being there. So if you fly through New York and then 3 days later, Erika Kirk is doing an event in upstate New York, this is an overlap that she's using to prove tracking somehow. It's crazy. But even on that face value, turns out most of her data is wrong. Let's watch this clip.
So I agree with Candace's questioning things. It's just TPUSA, the Army, the French, the Egyptians, the Israelis, they're all involved. Oh, just asking questions. Well, that's all we're doing and giving answers. Here's the report.
A very different story has taken hold.
I'm sorry. I just have to comment on this again. This story that she's weaved, that millions of Americans are credulously buying into, is too freaking crazy for Alex Jones. Think about that. Sit with that.
A story claiming this wasn't a lone gunman, but a coordinated multinational operation involving Egypt, Israel, France, the United States, federal agencies, TPUSA executives, Brigitte Macron, and even French legionnaires. And at the center of it all are 2 planes. Candace Owens has told millions of people that 2 Egyptian military aircraft, SU-BTT and SU-BND, tracked Erika Kirk's movements 73 times over 3 years.
Between 2022 and September of 2025, both of those aircrafts, SU-BTT, the yellow plane, and SU-BND, the blue plane, showed 68 overlaps with Erika's documented locations, okay? 68 overlaps. I have since been able to add now 73 times that this overlapped, okay? And 29 of those instances also happened to include Charlie. I am telling you this information has been completely verified. I am showing you this on a spreadsheet now. These are...
Well, guys, she has it in a Google spreadsheet, so it's been completely verified. It totally couldn't be misinterpreted or wrong at all. And remember, this just shows plus or minus 3 days overlap. And the locations, I mean, a lot of private jets and government aircraft fly the same routes over and over again. And then she's obviously not globetrotting is not the right word, but she's traveling all across the country. It stands to reason that there'd be some overlaps if just both passing through New York in the same 3-day span count as an overlap. But then also, like, to what end are they monitoring Erika Kirk over the course of like 3 years? And why would they be dispatching official government Egyptian aircraft to do that? If they were trying to spy on Erika Kirk, don't you think there's a little bit more low-key way you could go about that? But no, guys, trust Candace. She's cracked the code, and it's totally accurate, as you're about to see.
These are all the instances in which this plane, all 68 instances that this plane crossed with Erika.
She says the odds of this happening randomly are
less than a 0.000000001% probability, okay, under random distribution models, that these Egyptian planes coincidentally landed around Erika at these times.
In her words, the Egyptian planes hold the key.
The Egyptian planes hold the key, and that is obvious. Maybe these planes might be the key to everything. They hold the key to solving Charlie's assassination.
Egypt to Israel to France, the United States to TPUSA to Charlie's murder.
So we should pause on that. Like, Candace has very explicitly stated that the Egyptian planes thing is, in her mind, like one of the biggest pieces of the puzzle. It holds the key to everything. So therefore, if she's wrong about that, she's kind of wrong about everything, or at least her grand theory of this case falls apart. So keep that in mind as we're going forward here.
This entire web rests on one claim, that these 2 Egyptian planes tracked Erika Kirk 73 times. To support it, Candace said she used Flight Radar 24 and showed a spreadsheet on her screen. I screenshotted that spreadsheet and rebuilt it line by line. She says she verified everything using Flight Radar 24. So I did exactly what she claimed she did. I bought the Flight Radar 24 business subscription, the same one she says she used. Then I went further. I purchased a $950 3-year flight log from FlightAware to independently verify every entry.
Shout out to this guy, by the way, who has remained anonymous, but he really did do the legwork on this in what must have been painstaking fashion. So shout out to you for that, King.
When you compare what the planes are actually doing to what Candace claims they did, the results aren't close. 66% of her location claims are wrong. And in 60% of the cases, the aircraft is on an entirely different continent.
Wow. So 60% of them are on a different continent, and 66% of the location claims are wrong. So that's not even close. That's like more false information than correct information. And this is all the grand proof of this international conspiracy to take out Charlie Kirk that for some reason involves every country Candace was already beefing with before he was killed, plus also Egypt. Come on, man. You cannot make this shit up. You really can't. But people are so gullible. They will somehow find a reason that, oh no, well, she's still onto something. That means, 66% of her facts are wrong. That means that 34% are right. Oy vey.
She has devoted much of her last 21 episodes to tying Charlie Kirk's murder to an international conspiracy centered on these 2 aircraft.
Egyptian plane, Egyptian planes, Egyptian military planes, Egyptian planes, Egyptian planes, Egyptian planes, Egyptian planes, Egyptian military planes, Egyptian planes, Egyptian military plane, Egyptian planes, Egyptian plane, Egyptian planes, Egyptian planes, Egyptian military planes, Egyptian planes.
When you compare Candace's claims to the actual data, 66% are wrong. 39 of the 65 verifiable entries place the plane on the wrong continent.
Wow.
She says the planes are tracking Erika. The aircraft are thousands of miles away. These are not minor errors. They are continent-level inaccuracies. They collapse the foundation of her theory. But there's a deeper problem. Candace provides no verifiable evidence for Erika Kirk's location. No timestamps, no travel records, no photos, nothing. Her entire overlap model depends on data the public cannot verify, and that she herself cannot independently confirm. If her flight data is wrong 66% of the time, the real error rate for the supposed overlaps, once you account for Erika's unverified locations, is likely above 90%, which means the overlaps aren't real. And without them, the conspiracy collapses.
I mean, at some point, people, you gotta wake up. You gotta start reacting to this all falling apart. The idea of free speech and of open dialogue and debate relies on people being smart and discernible consumers as well, and going to trustworthy sources of information. And then when people betray your trust over and over and over again without thorough corrections or apologies, at some point you got to stop watching them. because that's what people respond to, market signals. And Candace, as crazy as she gets, and as much as these theories get debunked, she just keeps getting millions and millions and millions of views. So why would she stop? Why wouldn't she just keep going? The market at some point is the problem in terms of the consumers here. And people need to stop rewarding people that either lie to them or are so detached from reality. And because I actually think Candace probably believes it. I don't think she's lying. I think she's just delulu as hell and genuinely not good with facts and has a conspiratorial brain. But at some point, people have to stop rewarding and encouraging this level of derangement, or it's going to tear our country apart. It already is in many ways. But let's listen to the last bit of this guy's video.
And there's zero proof these planes ever tracked Erika. Not once. And when you look at the real data, the timestamps, the logs, the flights themselves, her entire story evaporates. As Candace would say,
it's so fake and gay.
The overlaps aren't real. The conspiracy isn't real. The only real thing is the damage Candace has done to the people Charlie loved most.
This really is true. I mean, imagine the pressure and harassment that Erika Kirk has come over because of this, all of this, that people at Turning Point USA have come over. How much donations have they lost? How much hate mail, how many supporters have turned against them because of the claims that Candace is making. And so much of it is based on shoddy research, ignorance, and conspiratorial thinking with no basis in reality. It really is, I find it to be despicable. I really hope people wake up, and I'm going to keep pointing it out and calling it out, because this way madness lies. If we keep allowing people to spew nonsense and work everyone up and make grave, serious allegations against people that have no basis in reality, it's a real problem. And kudos to this guy. And I never thought I would say this. Kudos to Alex Jones for debunking Candace and dedicating his episode to this. And again, I am still astonished by that. Candace Owens is officially too crazy for Alex Jones. That is a remarkable sentence. I don't know, guys. You'll have to let me know what you think in the comments below. Hit the like button, make sure you're subscribed, yada, yada. Yeah. And that'll be it for today's episode of the Brad vs. Everyone podcast. Thanks so much for tuning in. I will try to bring you more content tomorrow as well, though I'm still really not feeling well. But yeah, thanks for listening. And if you're listening on audio podcasts, don't forget to rate and review the show wherever you listen to podcasts. And we'll be back with more real soon.